Hey, you guys, this is your Coach Andrea Dickerson here with IOwnADaycare.com. And today I got a question for you. Have you ever thought about quitting your childcare business because it was hard to find great staff? The people who said they were going to come in for an interview never showed up. You just felt like you were restless. Maybe you're getting older in age and you just feel like, I'm just done with this. I'm ready to retire. So you have a quitting mindset. Well, I know exactly where you're coming from, but today I want to encourage you to make sure you put some things in place first. Try this first before you quit. All right, so I want to talk to you today about my client. We call her Mother Cheryl Lovett. Yes, we do. We call her Mother. Well, the reason why we call her Mother is because of her sweet candor. She's very attentive to people holistically. And so she's just like a mom that watches over you and makes sure you have what you need. And there's no reason in the world a person would not love her working environment, and support her from here to yonder. Well, with that being said, I met her at a time where she just felt like quitting. She felt like she couldn't find good staff. She felt like she was getting older and getting closer to retirement, and that she just didn't really want to do it anymore. You know, life was pretty established for her, and she could have did something different, and she had multiple streams of income. And so this particular year when we met at a conference. I was hosting one of my tour stops, and she came. And what happened was I began to flow in my natural gift. My natural gift is, spiritually speaking, my natural gift is the gift of knowledge, motivation. I guess you could call me like an evangelist. And so when you come to my conferences, when you're in my space, I pretty much flow in my gift. I just don't know how not to. I try not to, but then I end up still, moving into that direction. And sometimes I'll be like, oh, God, I didn't want to do that today. But, it really touches somebody, and it helps somebody, and it strengthens people, and it motivates people, and it inspires them. So this one particular day, I'm at the conference tour stop, and she says to me, you impact my life, and you had me when you put God in it. And so let's talk about some things that she did, because that day, because of my ability to coach, mentor, and inspire, she didn't give up on her childcare business. And to this day, that was like 3 years ago, maybe even 4 or 5 years ago. And to make a long story short, to this day, she is still in childcare. And over our journey, I have become her coach, where it was more than just coming to an event, but I had become her coach. And while becoming her coach, we started working on what I want to talk to you about today. That before you quit, make sure you try to put the proper systems in place. And so this year, I have developed a framework that helps you accomplish systems faster, but yet in an easy, receivable way. It's not overwhelming. It's not too much. And I learned, that people learn differently. So I put the different models for the different learning types inside of the Jumpstart School of Systems. And so Cheryl leveled up all the way. And when she leveled up all the way, we just leveled up this year, okay? Within the last 2 months, we just leveled up. Now, during the pandemic, she maintained 2 buildings, one operating site out of those 2 buildings, and we started shifting her to writing her own book. I was going to show you the book, but not right now. Writing her own book, pushing additional streams of income by her hosting childcare events. All right, so she could fill a room. She could fill a room with providers. They travel from around the world to come and be a part of her events. And she called them childcare provider networking events. And so here's the story. Sometimes your biggest hurdle It's the fact that you don't have the right infrastructure to support your vision and where you want to go. Many of you deserve to have freedom. You deserve to run a business that you love. You deserve to do more than just childcare. And that's why you need something that will help you not quit. And so what we did for her was we took her to the very top, right? To the childcare boss level of our Jumpstart School. And we didn't let her play small. And we discussed with her that, hey, you know what? If this is really what you want to do, you want to get your next book out, you want to get your team organized, then you need to have more impact. And so we started giving her more impact. So just recently we had a coaching session where we were able to dive deep into some of her systems. And one of them were her Indeed job ad systems. You know, that is a system. And the way you set up your job announcements matter. So what I did was I did a research, and you guys can do this right now. You could type in the name of your job. So if it's a child care teacher, you'll type in child care teacher, the city and state that you live in. And you want to pay attention to what pops up first. The reason why certain agencies and programs and businesses pop up first is because they made investments into those ads. And so I had to scroll through like 5 pages because there were like 300 jobs available, and I had to scroll through like 5 pages to get to her. And when I got to her, I realized that she needed to improve her job announcement copy. All right, so what's job announcement copy? Sometimes we go wrong without having an outline for how we will write up our copy. So by me giving her that system, walking through that system with her, and giving her SOPs, which are standard operating procedures, sometimes in the form of, in the shape of a form or in the embodiment of a form, I gave that to her with examples. So now when I teach her the lesson, which is the framework, I give her the standard SOP. And so with that standard SOP, she now has examples so that she can plug and play, change up some content. And as her coach, I dug deep into her program culture. And by me digging deep, everybody says, I love it here. But guess where her last name is? Love it. Okay. I said, oh my God, this is room for an amazing brand. Let's brand this employment experience. And so I told her, for your headline, put your headline to say, child care teachers who love it earns the most. And so I know that doesn't say now hiring. I know that that's not your typical child care headline, but we just branded it. And so now throughout her conversational style job ad, she's going to be talking about the things that staff say they love and the way she shows love, which makes her program a program that people love. All right. And so I believe that speaks to the 10 years that her staff have been with her, that when they are a part of her organization, they really do love it. And so I hope that you are grabbing something from today's video to show you the importance of having a school of systems that you can draw from when you are in a place where you need to make sure you have the right framework before giving up. So you can take a look at our training because we did a open house. Woo! And for the open house, you can log on to learnnewsystems.com and sign up for a pre-recorded webinar. And it's about 2 hours long where I talk to you about the systems you want to make sure that's in place before you quit and before you give up. And when you do, you will take a look at this training. And if it's for you, listen, there's an option for you to follow up with me and let me know, hey, coach, I believe this program is for me. I want to get in. So take advantage of this training. Take a look at the infrastructure that we've laid out. Let me show you how to get organized week by week in your childcare business. All right. So you could go to learnnewsystems.com and sign up. Well, that's it for me today. And remember, if you manage the childcare business that you love, you will love the childcare business that you manage. Bye, you guys.